Hello there. So I thought I would have a little playthrough of the game I Am Jesus Christ. So I spent basically 2.5 years building this game. I built all the levels. It was a hell of a lot of work. Um, I used. It was very difficult in the beginning to find anything. Um, I had to actually use old paintings. So I'll show you. So I actually used, this is the topography that I used, and this is the layout I used. I did not include the city of David when I did Jerusalem. So a bit of history on this. So I was approached and asked to build Jerusalem initially, um, and we started building. I built Jerusalem first in Unity, and then when Unreal Engine 5 came out, we decided to do a few tests in Unreal Engine. Um, and it just looked so much nicer. The characters looked nicer, the lighting was nicer. So we moved the game. So after I had already built all of this in Unity, specifically Jerusalem, um, I we started again, and I actually had to build Jerusalem not quite from scratch because I had built some of it. But then we got a few really nice packs, model packs and building packs. But modeling the terrain was pretty hectic. Um, as I said, I had to use a lot of old paintings to accomplish it. I used this map quite a lot. This is more or less what I based Jerusalem on in the game. I didn't want to make it quite so desert-like, but yeah, so it's quite surreal playing the game. I was going to turn the volume down a little bit. Um, let's see if that apply. Okay, it's a little better. So I did start playing it with my daughter, but yeah, so I'll just do it again. I can't skip the beginning. But yeah, it was a lot of hard work to build this game. Um, so as I said, I was just asked to in the beginning build Jerusalem. That was initially the main thing, and the developer I was working with, they already had started the Sea of Galilee or had done tests on it in Unity, but I I wanted to build it properly, so I actually got proper topography maps of Sea of Galilee, and yeah, I just started building it. So it's quite. I'm just going to skip all the things. Okay, so yeah, so the houses were quite fun to build. It, I was placing all these items one at a time, texturing everything. I went through quite a few different textures, but this one is actually a blend, and the wood came out quite nicely too. But the textures were really fun. Only I didn't put these lamps on. I don't know who put these lamps on. It was probably the game went to another developer after I had finished building everything. But I shaped this terrain. I painted in all the rocks. I put in the trees. I even built a lot of the characters. It was a lot of fun, actually. It was quite an experience building this. Um, yeah, so building this world was a lot of work. I literally hand placed pretty much everything. Obviously, I made like groups, static mesh groups for these things, and then nanite came out, and then it was all converted into nanite. We used ultra dynamic sky for the, the environment lighting, which was awesome because it just looked so cool. But like hand painting all of this and shaping the terrain was quite tricky. These stairs are a bit different to the ones I used. These must have been added. But initially we were going to put stuff inside the houses so that you could go into the houses. I did want to do that. But for FPS and frame rate, we decided not to put things inside the houses. But it was really fun building this. The houses I had to build, I had a modular system for building all the houses, and I just built one at a time. Every single wall is so there's like a segment like that, and then there's a segment with the window, and then a corner, and it was quite hectic to build all these houses one at a time. And then I think if I can remember, it was a long time ago now, but this is the rural Australia trees and some of their stuff, because it's really nice quality. The NPCs, I also built a lot of them in Character Creator. And then there's some things that they've taken out. For example, they've taken out a lot of the little gardens. I had gardens in a lot of areas, little garden areas. But so this is Nazareth, and it was really fun to design this. It was the second place I think I built. I built Jerusalem first, and got Jerusalem to a point, and then I started with all the other little villages. Again, all I had it was very difficult to find what the areas actually looked like. So I actually used topography of the landscape where the city was. And then I just sculpted it. Added all the stuff, added all the trees. There was no PCG back then, so it was all basically foliage painting by hand. I was worried that I made this road a bit too wide, but it does work. In the beginning, in the demo, you couldn't go down here. I don't know if you can in the full game. I haven't actually tried. Oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. They've made it all open here now. Yeah, I can't remember. I think that's normal Unreal Engine water. I can't remember what I used for that. I never liked this wood texture. I wish I'd actually changed it. It just looks a bit shit. And this one as well. It just didn't come out as nicely as I was hoping. I think I used Megascan's textures. I can't remember. It's so long ago. And the characters we started building all these characters in CC3. And then Character Creator 4 came out, and I updated a lot of them. But it's quite surreal playing the game finally. It's been so long since I was off this project. But like adding all the cows and the sheep and the little pens I had to build. So things like this, I had little elements that I built them all from scratch. That is, I can't remember where that came from. I think it was the environment pack. I think that came from. The trees were quite cool. These are also from the same pack as that one. I think it's called the something environment pack. I can't remember. I even remember putting some of these things in here. It's quite crazy. Like all these little. So I just built these all in a separate empty scene, and then turned them all into static meshes, and then obviously nanite was added later. But yeah, it's really awesome walking around in the city of Nazareth. That took me so long to build. Like the market was it was half the size actually. initially. I think, yeah, the market was up here. And running as Jesus. Haha. It's quite cool. I can't remember what rock pack this was. I have no idea. I think it might have been one of Maui's ones. Maui's. Can't remember. This one was also, I think, this was from Maui's desert, and some of the palm trees as well are from Maui. It's what we used. These are all Megascans textures. This is from the Roman pack. This cart's from the Roman pack. All these stalls are from the desert, something desert outpost, I think. And then I just modified all of them, and I added all the fruit, and I added all the plates, and yeah, it was very tedious in the beginning, but once I had a library of stuff, it became much easier. These are just all the standard free animals you get with Unreal. This clay thing I had to build everything. I placed everything. I put the blankets, put every pot down. These things, I don't know why they added these, because they're really out of place. This looks really ugly, this thing. I wonder why they did that. It's just not of the era at all. The Romans are funny. If you look at the Romans, they have like a spear thing, but for some reason when they're idle, I did put them holding it straight up. But the idols are, like when they're walking, it's going through things. Which is weird, because when I did turn their hands so that when they stand like that, the pole was straight up. I don't understand why it's like that now. But anyway, it works. But yeah, so I just thought I'd do a little hello, and I'll go through some of the areas like Galilee later. But I just thought I'd have an initial introduction video. I'm not going to actually play the game. There are lots of guys playing the game, which is awesome. Like Osmogold and quite a few others have played it through. It's really cool, man, to see, and it's very nice to see and hear what people think of the game, because I basically designed all the stuff on my own, and it was a lot of work. Like the farm down there initially wasn't there, but we needed, I decided to add the farm with some wheat and stuff, because it was, I don't know, it just made sense. And the layout of this, I just wanted different levels. I wanted like different sections of the city, because when I looked online at old paintings, that's how these things were built. They were built like on the terrain, like in steps. And I just thought it would be cool to have like little levels, little flat areas. Jerusalem was like, building the one side of Jerusalem took, oh my gosh, I took about 2 months to build the one side of Jerusalem. But I will get to Jerusalem later. I haven't actually seen Jerusalem since the game came out. I haven't actually been into. Played a little bit of Sea of Galilee, but I haven't actually been to. I haven't seen the final product of Jerusalem, which is ironic because Jerusalem was the first part that I built of the game. So it would be nice to go to Jerusalem and walk around, and hand painting every single street was, it was so. I eventually, I can't remember, did I make blueprints? I think I made blueprints of city blocks, and then that's how I made Jerusalem. But Jerusalem took the longest, and the Sea of Galilee I think took 3 months. Hand sculpting, hand placing, hand painting. It was pretty fun. But yeah, so that's just an introduction of the game that I worked on for 2.5 years. And unfortunately, it went to another developer after us, and they removed a hell of a lot of the miracles that we did, including in the desert you fight Satan, which was removed. We're still not sure why they did that, but it was quite cool. It wasn't long, but it was really cool. where you actually fight Satan in the desert instead of going through the snake setting that they ended up putting in the full game. But we had all the miracles. I mean, there were like 30, I think, 33 miracles I think we originally had. And then they really cut it down a lot. I'm not quite sure why they did that. But yeah, so there you go. That's just an hello, and playing the game that I spent so long building. It's quite bizarre. And as I said, it's really lovely hearing people commenting on the environment, commenting on the look of the game, because I put a hell of a lot of work into this. I really did. I mean, 6 months of the beginning, first 6 months was almost no sleep for months, trying to get it started, because the investors were getting annoyed that it was taking so long. But you know, it's a AAA quality game. They wanted this quality, and to get this quality, it took a while for us to get this quality the way it is now in the final game. But yeah, okay, so I'll come back and I'll play a little bit more in the next part. Thanks so much.